Hi there. Hello, everyone. Could you guys hear me? Okay, great. And could you see the PowerPoint here? Is it clear enough? Okay, great. Thank you. How many people are we here? Let me check. Okay, I suppose everyone is here. And okay, now we officially started our training today. So my name is Adam. I'm coming from Perlab, of course. And today's topic is about our PLX5200, the high-frequency mobile digital radiography system. It is a training for the installation and operation of this machine. Okay, and so first, let's just take a look at the structure of the machine. And here you can see it just looks like like a car with three wheels, I suppose. And here this is our X-ray tube assembly. And this guy, it is a combined type with the oil tank and the X-ray tube inside. So here is our collimator. This one is our collimator, and here in the middle, it is our it is a computer actually. So but we just call it a system image processing system. So the workstation software will just run in this computer, and it contains function of the exposure registration and the image process, of course. And in this socket, we usually put our flat panel detector. So FPD, it is an abbreviation for the flat panel detector, of course. And the flat panel detector is usually put in here in this socket. So that is all. So okay, there is a column. Okay, that is a movement rack of the machine. So the tube can move up and down and rotate 360 degrees, of course. And now there are some preparations you need to do before the installation. And here we can see some parameters about the installation environment. So the first one is about the ambient temperature. It is supposed to be a 10 to 40, and the humidity is about 30% to 75%. Of course, the most important thing is the voltage, the power voltage. It should be a alternating current, single phase, 220 volt, and there is a 10% deviation. And for the power frequency, it is recommended to be a 50 or 60. And the power supply internal resistance, there should be no more than 1 ohm, of course. And our overcurrent release characteristics is supposed to be 10 ampere. Sorry, I have heard someone speaking. And hello? I think someone's microphone is open. Do you mind check that? Let me see who is speaking. Mr. Nerubin, I suppose. Sorry for the name. Okay, I suppose he didn't listen to me. Okay, let's just ignore him. So here, what we get for the overcurrent release characteristics, it should be a 10 ampere limit, And of course, we need to provide a good protective grounding terminals and to make sure it is reliable to ensure the normal functions of our machine. Of course, there are some tools you need to prepare for the installation, and I'm sure you guys are very familiar with these tools. So this guy, the multimeter, and the crowbar and screwdriver, the electric and hand drill, and the MA sleeve to cooperate with this hand drill, and of course our Allen wrenches. So some of them are provided along with our accessories like the screwdriver and the wrenches. They're provided along with our accessories. You can find them in the accessory boxes. And for others, you may need to prepare for yourself because we don't provide that, of course. Okay. And next, we go officially to the unparking part. So first, before you doing the uh, unparking job, there are some records you need to take. Of course, like photos and or video to record the package from all sides, like a 360 view of this package to make sure it is unbroken and it is fine. We don't want the machine inside of it to be broken after you have just taken out the cover. So before you doing this, you need to take photos, videos from all positions for a record before this. Okay, and there are two boxes actually, and one of them is our machines, of course, the mainframe packing box, including our the PLX5200, the whole machine, the main part inside of this bigger one, and the smaller one, it is with a flat panel detector and some accessories just inside of this smaller one boxes. Of course, both of them need to be checked before the installation. And of course, remember these photos or videos. It is very important because we've met some problems um, before the installation, and they found that the machine is broken or lost after they have taken out the covers of this. So be sure to take photos for record, of course. And here, in the bigger wooden box, there are some tags, of course. Here you can see the shipping mark, and this is our protection signs. Uh, so also you need to take photos for record of this, the shipping mark and the protection sign. And here, before the installation, you also need to take a photo instead of the wooden box to prove that it is you who just installed the machine. Okay. Also for record, photos, please. And uh, and now you can just remove the top cover, the four corner top cover here, and then you take the whole top cover. You can just see the inside of the machine, and this time you may not continue to tear the side boxes to tear the side wooden uh, so you need to take photos from the top also to first check inside there is nothing wrong. Okay, very important also, photos, videos for storage. And after that, after you have made sure that there is nothing wrong with the machine inside, you can continue the left job. You can just remove the side bracket, of course. And after you have just taken out all the sides, you can see our main structure of our machine. So here it is, like you may see after that. Also, photos, videos, important thing. Photos or videos you need to provide. Okay, just like here, I've read like clear photos, video of all positions of the machine that need to be taken, like all four all four position, the top from the left side, the right side, and the front and back, of course, really important here. And here, then for this black one, it is our fixing frame, and before that you need to just take out all of this fixing frame to remove the machine from the wooden plate, of course. And they just function different This one is for the tube fixing frame, and this two is for the machine fixing frame, and also for the front and front rail, and for the column fixing. Of course, they are just function for their own aim. You need to remove them before that. Okay. And now let's moving on to the accessory box, the little one, the little wooden box, of course. And open that box, and you can just take out all the accessories inside it. And that is all the accessories inside the smaller box. And the first thing is also you need to check whether the accessories are complete and intact, just one by one, and according to the packing list. And for the parking list, it is just inside the wooden box. You need to find them. It's just like a paper, and along with other papers in just in a plastic. Okay, and after you have checked that all the accessories they're just fine and there's nothing is lost, and we need you to sign the paper, of course, or you may need to turn to the responsible person to sign the paper, and that is for the record, of course, to confirm that you have received all the accessories, and you have checked that all the accessories is fine and it is intact, of course. And of course, if you find that there is any like discrepancy or damage of the accessories, of course you need to take photos and can contact us in time. Really important. So anything abnormal, you just take photos and contact us, and we will figure that out for you, of course. And after you have checked all the accessories and tear all the fixing frame, you may just place this one. This is our slope board. It is inside the wooden box, of course, and you just put it down, and then this guy is for the brake of our machine. You just install the brake pedal, and to step it clockwise, of course clockwise, to this state means that the machine can move now and the brake is loose. Okay, and then you can just manually, of course, push the machine down along with this slope to move out the machine from the wooden plate, of course. Okay, in this during this process, you need to be careful, because our machine is very heavy, and you need to pay attention, and you do not want to get it broken or something like that. Okay, and after you have successfully just move out the machine, and the installation just officially began. So first, you remember this is our collimator, of course, and you need to install the collimator to the tube, of course. And for this, we've got some things you need to prepare. So first, you need to just like use a tool. Like here, I read the open end wrench to loose these 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's in the 4 direction. It is symmetric. Of course, you just need to lose them, 4 of them in all. And these 2 guys is the fixing plates of the other edge. Of course, you need to remove them to the side to let the uh, collimator successfully installed. Okay, like here. And after you have just loosened all the screws, and then you can place it and lift the beam limiter. Just the beam limiter is also called the collimator. Lift the collimator so that it can snaps into the lower tray of the tube. Here you can see that. You can see that the collimator is snaps into the tray. Of course, you just put the fixing piece inward, and then you just use the tool to fix them, of course, and then the collimator is installed. Okay, it is very easy, of course, and just need to make sure it is stable. You don't want to drop it to the ground to damage it. Okay, And after you have installed the collimator, so there's a wire you need to connect. So it is the communication and the power supply wire of the collimator, and just one of them you can just miss it. Okay, and rotate clockwise, you can just fix it to the collimator. And here, of course, it is the panel of the machine. So the black port is for the power line to plug in, and this guy is for the ground wire to connect to. And here is our air switch, also called the circuit breaker, of course, to name of it, the air switch. We usually call it the air switch, and there are two state of it, the on state and off state, of course. And you need to here also got a hand switch. This guy, you can see that it is our hand switch for the exposure control, of course, the white one, the hand switch, also connected to the switch base here. And this little guy is our remote controls. And that means you can do the exposure from a longer distance away from the machine and without any limit of the whiles. So, okay. And then for the front cover, and also very easy to install, they're just two screws you need to tighten, and the front cover is installed, of course, very easy. And it just the name is front cover, so the place is about the front side of the machine, right? And so this guy is our brake, of course, I mentioned before. And behind the brake, we've got a rear cover. So same as the front cover, they're just two screws to be tightened, and it is fixed. Okay. And now we go to the flat panel detector. Of course, the 5200 is equipped with a flat panel detector, and before you install the flat panel detector, you should first take out the charger. Of course, the charger of the battery of it. So you need to take out the charger and install the output cable into the corresponding here to this red dot on the adapter, and also the charger. And then you plug the power into the net, and here you take out the batteries, just two of them in all, I think the two of them. And you give the battery, you just charge the battery for like 4 hours, I suppose, and then till it is fully charged. Okay, you must pay attention to the battery. You need to make it fully charged uh, before you use the battery. Okay, so the battery is installed behind the flat panel detector. You can see there is a the knob on here. You can just rotate it, and the cover just can be taken off, of course. And here you just insert this battery inside here, and of course you can recover the cover. You can recover the protect cover of the flat panel detector, and then that is all for the installation of our flat panel detector. Oh, okay. By the way, the flat panel detector, it is put normally here in front, the front side of the machine I have just mentioned, like here in this PowerPoint about this part. Okay, so here is the flat panel detector puts usually. Okay, and for the flat panel detector, and also some before you use this machine, also you need to do some preparations. And the first thing, of course, you need to check the power supply condition, and whether the power supply in your room is a 220 alternating current, and the deviation should not overseed a 10%. That was a 22 plus or minus. Okay. Also check the protective ground wire. Of course, very important. Here I give two pictures just for example, and the voltage of the power supply. Okay, and here the panel I have introduced before, and you just insert the power line, the black one, and then you turn the air breaker to the on state, of course, and this at this time our machine just starts to power up, and you'll hear the fan start to work, and the battery is charging, and the other components of the machine also charging. So for the first time to use, you need to make sure that the machine is charged for like 8 hours. Okay, you need to make sure that 8 hours before the first time use. Okay, and here in the machine, you can see that there are two light bar. This one stands for the battery of the model, and here is the battery of the we called it a supercapacitor. So this guy is for the exposure. It provides the power for our exposure system. Okay, they're just two individual system. The model for the movement and the supercapacitor for the exposure. So we need to make sure that this two is fully charged. Okay, normally we recommend that the time is about 8 hours. Okay, so now just we can officially use our machine after you have done all those preparations. And the first thing is to how to start up our machine. And the first thing is, of course, you need to connect the power line, the black one I have mentioned before, the black line, power line here, and then you turn the air switch to like on state, and there is a key in the machine. You just turn, you hit the key to the block M. You can see here there are three block, this icon, and the M and the R, and this picture is more clear. So this icon stands for the with a dot without the circle. That stands for the shutdown. Okay, so the shutdown icon, the models, the R stands for the whole system to powering on. Okay, first you need to hit the key to the block M, and this time the model part can function normal, and you can just take whether the movement in like all directions, and if there's something wrong with it, you can just test it this time, and then you press the power button of our flat panel detector, and this guy, it is on the flat panel detector, of course. You just press it for like 3 seconds, or you just more than 3 seconds, and it will be on, and it is a green one, and that means the flat panel detector is turned on, of course. And then also in the machine, and here we can see a DR and DR mark on here. You can just, there's on and an off two button. You hit the on button and hit the key to R block, and that the computer will turn on. By the computer, I mean here here it is our computer sorry for that. It is our computer installed for the image processing system, of course. The computer will start while powering on. Okay, and that is all for the startup sequence of our PLX 5200. And there is a startup, so there is a shutdown. Okay, for like shutdown, first you need to enter, of course, you need to be in the state of the software with the software opened, and then you click this icon, and all of this I will be mentioned in my follower PowerPoint, so you don't need to worry. And so just here the blue one, it is for our powering off function. You just click it, and you'll see that like two of them, two selection, and the first one, the left one is for to shut down just the software only, and the computer is still on for this time, and the right one, it is to shut down the whole system including the computer. That means this time the computer is off, is totally off. Okay, you need to remember the difference between these two. Okay, and of course you need to select the software to turn the system to turn off the system. Of course, select this guy, system, turn fully the whole computer, to turn off the whole computer, and then also the key to block off state. I mentioned here to the off state, this icon. That means the off state, this icon here, and to the off state, and then you can just turn the air switch to off state. Of course, the air switch to off state, and then you can just disconnect the power line and that is all for the shutting down sequence of our machine. Very easy. Okay, first to select the system, and then the key to block, to off block. Okay, and then the air switch, and then the power line. Okay, you may keep the power line plugged in, and it is all decided by your choice. Okay, and the second part, it is the movement. Okay, so as we all know, the movement of our PLX 5200, it is all electrical. Of course, that means you don't need to push very hard for it. Okay, it is all powered by the motor. It is all automatic. Okay, of course, when if you want to move the machine, you need to leave the machine turned on, of course, and to hit the key to the M position. M position here, this guy to M position. M means the motor movement. M stands for the movement. Okay, the first capital of the movement word, M. So here, this guy, it is our push rod. Okay, just push rod, and you put both hands on this rod in front of the machine, and then you pick up this guy just behind it. You pick up this, and you may use the electric assist function of the machine. So there are different states of the movement here. I've listed out. So um, for the forward states, and here is the operation you need to do. Okay, you apply force forward with both hands, your left hand, right hand simultaneously, and to make the right and left wheels advance fast at the same time. And so that is similar to the backward status. You just push both of your hands, just push it backward, of course, the opposite from the forward, and the machine will just move back slowly and at the same time. So for the turning function, turning right, and you apply force forward with left hand, and forward and backward with right hand. It's just like your left hand is ahead of your right hand, so the machine can turn right, and of course turn left function it is similar to the right, and just apply force backward with left hand and forward with the right hand, so the machine can turn left. And it is very intelligent, so we just call it the intelligent induction booster system of the machine. Okay, and also the movement, the tube can move, of course. The collimator along with the tube and the rack can move also. So there are some buttons on here here about the collimator, though there are, of course, there are 8 of them. The first one here, you can see the function of it is to control the cross arm rotating, and you just press it, and the lock is released, and you can rotate the the column, of course. And the second button is the ascending button. So press this, and the tube can move up and down. So for ascending, so that means this press this, the tube can move up. And also the third one is to adjust the lid door, the horizontal position of this lid door. And for the fourth, It is about the radiation field light control. You can just press it and the light is open, and press it again, the light is closed, of course. And here for the this part is our SID display. So and the sixth button is for the vertical adjust of our lid door. So horizontal adjust, and the other is the vertical adjust. It is like a square for the two dimension. Okay, the seven guy here, the seventh guy is for the descending button. Of course, it just opposite of the ascending button, like the similar like the number two. It is for the descending control of the tube. It can move down, press it. The tube and collimator can move down, of course. And for the eight one, that it is it controls the rotating of the tube. So the tube can also rotate, of course. Just press it and then you just use some force, and the tube can just rotate, of course. So that is all for the movement part, of course. Then we go to the interface. So here you can see that is our image processing system. There are many buttons and indicators inside of it. So this screen, of course, nothing. It is a touch screen. Okay, it is a touch screen. Okay, and this red button is the emergency stop switch. So you press this emergency stop switch, and all the movement is stopped. Okay, and next time if you find that you cannot move the machine, first you need to check is this button, this is emergency stop switch, to check if it is pressed. And to release it, you just need to rotate it clockwise, and it will pop up, and that means uh, the this guy is released. Okay, then all the movement is normal, is back to normal state again. Okay, so here it is our power indicator, a green light, and also the ready indicator. After you have pressed the enter of the software, and this guy will show green. Of course, that means the exposure is ready. And here this guy is exposure indicator, so it is a red one. After you have pressed the enter, and this ready indicator turns green, and at this time you press your hand switch, or just use the remote controller, and that means the exposure is undergoing, and it will show a like a yellow light, of course. So there it is, our fault indicator. So if something wrong with the machine, if there is an error occurred, and that will turn red, of course you don't want to see that. Okay, and here the 7 8, it is for the sports battery indicator, and the right one, it is for the exposure battery indicator. So that is for the battery to support the movement part, and the this is for the battery of the I mentioned before, the supercapacitor, the battery of this guy. And it is for the exposure control, of course. And here two button, and off state and on state. Press this to turn off the detector, and this to turn on the detector. And there's the key, and with three block. Okay, and the first block is the off position, I mentioned before. Let me find the picture here. Where is my picture? Oh, here. Three states, of course. The powering off state, and the M state, the R state, of course, three states. And that is all for the interface. Okay. So next we go to the workstation software. Okay, and once you have turned on the machine, and the software will just open it automatically, and you will see this interface for the first time. And this icon is for our you can see many icons here with different functions. So the first one is about to do the registration work. Okay, you click it and you'll find that there is a menu pop up, and here you can see the serial, the identification, the name, the age, of course, and the man or woman. And so you need to fill in this information before you continue. So that it is very important to fill in this, and then click the OK. To click the OK after you have done all those job, you click OK, then you can continue. And here I have right, you do not enter the capture straightly without clicking save. Here save means the OK. You need to click it to after you fill in those information. Very important, because if you just skip it, you do not click save it here. Okay, and that means all the image will be stored in the in the software, and with that happen many times, and the software will functions abnormal, I think, and it will be very slow, and you won't want that happen. Okay, so always make sure you click OK before you have done all those. Um, so next we come to this button is for exposure control button. So here we can see there's many different body parts of human, the hand, nail, foot, head, different body parts, and this part is to select the corresponding body part of the patient. It is up to you, up to the position of patient you want to photograph. Okay, and let's say if you want to do a examination of the hand, you just choose the hand. Okay, and the other parts is similar. And for this region is for our dose adjustment. And here for the kilovolt, you can just increase or decrease. For the milliampere second, also you can just adjust them at your will, of course. And here also 6 different icon. The first set is to choose whether it is a oversized person or it is a normal sized person, and the second set is about to choose whether it is a ortho or it is a lateral position, due to depending on the position of our patient. Okay, okay. And the third set is about the age. I mean, whether this patient it is an adult or just a child, you just select according to his age. Okay, and here just different body part, different position, different photography position of the patient. Okay, just all of them it is an abbreviation, and I think the doctor may be able to comprehend that all those meaning. And for the right sequence is to first you click this button to enter this capture interface, and then you select the corresponding body part according to the body part you need to do an examination. And the third is to select this the normal sized, oversized, normal sized, and the lateral position, adult or children, select them. Okay, and the fourth step is to select the corresponding photography position of the patient, and the last is to manual just adjust those parameters, kilovolt or the milliampere second. Okay, and the last step is to press this enter. Okay, I have mentioned before, this one is our enter. You press this enter, and the indicator, one of the indicator will be light up. Okay, the green one, this one, the four, right, the fourth one, the indicator. And once you have pressed this enter, and this indicator will be shown green. Okay, then that means the whole X-ray system is ready, and you can continue the exposure. Okay, and here also we can see other functions, some icons on the menu, and here it just stands for the different process of our software. So the first one is to just flip horizontally of the machine, sorry, not the machine, of the image you have just captured. So This one is for the image to flip vertically, horizontally, and vertically. So this hand icon just means you can move the machine. You click this, and then you can, sorry, not the machine. You can just move the image, of course. And those two also rotate left 90 degrees and rotate degrees. Sorry, not left, just clockwise and counterclockwise to different selection. And this guy is for our restore function, and that means you can just recover the image to its origin state. And that means if you have just flipped the image like vertically, and you click the restore, and the image will be recovered. Okay, and invert means just positive and negative of the image. Okay, so the WWWL, that means the window width and window level. It is very easy to comprehend. That means you can just adjust the contrast and the lightness of the image. Okay, very easy. So ROI just very easy, and you select a specific region, and this region is called the ROI. So ROI just stands for the region of interest. That is the ROI meaning, and you just select a specific region like you are most interested, and the software will just make the region you have just selected very clear compared to other regions. Okay, it will just keep the focus on this region you have just selected. Okay, that is the ROI functions do. And the magnifier just then you can just zoom in, zoom out, and just works same as our zoom function. Okay, so the decom information, just click and you will see there is a list with many parameters of the image, like the time, exposure, and other dose and position you chose. Like all of those information of the image will be shown. And the actually it is for the it is not used very often. We don't need to care about this function. Okay, here like before, it is our capture button, and after you have done all of this, and here this button is also very usually used. Okay, so then in this function you can just rebuild your image, your captured image, to rebuild it. I mean, rebuild means to choose different body parts. So like if you have chose to do a hand examination, and you find that um, the image is not very clear, and you may not want to change it to other parts like the head. Okay, so different body part here just means different calculation and process algorithm of our software. And for like different algorithm and different body parts, using different algorithm of our software to make to bring you the most clear image, of course. So that doesn't mean the dose of the image have been changed. So you cannot change the dose after you have finished the capture. This all means that you just change the image process algorithm of our software, and that will bring out different clarity of our image. Okay, and then we go to this one. This one, it is our query function. This one, telescope, like a telescope here. You just click it, and in this part you can do the querying job. And when you querying, you can select, you need to set some parameters first. Here you can see the serial ID name, and this interest parameter you want to search. I feel like if you want to search patient is name, specific name patient, you just click this to check this, and you can query all of the image related to this person only. And then of course you can just update to change the basic information of the currently selected patient. It is very easy to use, just a normal query system. And here you can also choose which date the which date information you want to check. Okay, so there is the next we go to the film the report, sorry, the report function part here. This icon is for our report function, and click it, you'll find that that is the diagnostic report. Here you can see that. And so here in this menu, it is our preview image of the image you have just captured, and you just double click it, and you'll see that this image will be added to this region. And you may need to pay attention that only three image at most can be added to this region. Okay, so the number limit is three at most. Here I have marked it red. Okay, and then there it is, our image performance and just diagnostic advice, and that is for the doctors to fill in. Okay, you don't need to care much about this part. And then after you have just finished all of this part, you have added the image, you have the doctor have just fill in the performance of image and his advice, and just you can just click here the preview button, and you'll see the whole of the report, and to see if there is something wrong or something like that. And then you make sure it is fine, you can just continue to report this to print this report, of course. And next we go to the film part. So also this icon, this printer, it is for our film configuration part. Here you can see the black region is for the is to display the film you want to show. Here also a preview image, you just double click it, and you will see that here you can see this previewed image. Okay, and here we've got some functions, the single, the double, three or four. And so that means single, just you can just add one picture here and just one, and double means you can just show two images from left and right, two of them. And three, just also three pictures can be showed here. And four, that means can show four images here. Okay, also you can just do the window width, window level. And so again, window width, window level means you can just adjust the contrast and the lightness, the brightness of the image. Okay, also you can just adjust them in here in this part. Also you can do a negative or positive control of this image. Also you can move, of course, rotate it, and of course you can just zoom in, zoom out of the image, of course. And then here you can see that the server, the size, and the direction. So server, so it is a parameter that you have figured before those film printing part. And you and in this part you may need to fill in like the IP of the printer, of course, and the part you're using, and all of that relevant parameters of the printer. Okay, and you choose the size of the film you want to print. Okay, it is like a 15-inch plus 17-inch or something other, or other dimension. Okay, and the direction very easy, horizontal or vertical, just a different type of the image to be shown here, vertical or horizontal. And then after that you can just print, you can just click the print button, and I think the printer will works, and you will get your films, of course. And that is the more specific configuration of the film printer. And here you can click this guy, the print set. That means the print parameters can be set it here. Also you can see, I have mentioned, you can see that the IP, the part, the size. And as for all of these parameters, and you may kindly ask the provider, or the manufacturer of your film printer, because we don't know these parameters. You need to ask them, because you buy the machine and you buy the printer from them. Also you need to ask them for this information, the IP, part, size, So that this type, that means the type of your film you're using. Okay, and after you have filled in all those parameters, you can just click test to give it a shot to test whether the printer is working fine. And okay, also you can just add another set of the configuration. You can add two printers. Okay, also you can just delete one of them. It is all by your choice. And by the way, you can just only um, mm, let me think, the AET. So the AET and that is for the communication. I suppose it is a pack system configuration. Also, you may need to check it with your pack system provider. Okay, they may know these two parameters. And here also for the workstation software. So in this part, we can do the also the query, I think, also the query function. So in this list of the top of the interface, you can see that in the past 3 days are displayed by default. So, so the past 3 days is displayed, and you can just adjust the patients displayed in the list by changing the start date and the end date here. The start date from which date to which date. So the start date and end date, you can just choose it whether you want. Okay, then you can just change start date by clicking it, and you'll see that there is a calendar, and you can select which date is start, and for the end day you can also just click it, and you can also see a calendar here. You can just select the date you want to end, very easy. And then we go to the uh, server part. So the server means the communication between the PAX system and this machine, and we can just send the image or something to the PAX system, and you can also use it. You can just find it in other like other parts, other department. You can use this image. So click this server. You can just there is a other menu. There is a setup menu. So first the server name, and you can just name it. You can just name it, and the IP, of course, port, the called AT and the calling AT. That is all the parameters, and you may need to ask the PAX system provider. Of course, we don't know that for sure, and you may need to kindly consult them and let them do the job, and they may help you to fill in these parameters. Also, you can very similar to the film printer set, you can just add and you can delete, and you can give it a test. Okay, and the last part is for some precautions for your safety, of course. So I have read this as a radiographic equipment. So our machine shall be operated by operator that who is strictly according to the previous of the manual, and this machine cannot be used for other purpose, of course. Except for our medical radiography, it cannot be used for other purpose, and also it can only be used by the trained personnel with some needed radiation knowledge. So um, the operator should be like trained by our company, or by other ones, by other like professional technician, so he can use our machine, because the machine is very I think the machine is very first thing, the machine is very expensive. Of course, you want to damage do some damage to our machine, and also for yourself, for your own safety. And there are some special attention that shall be paid to the following matters during your usage. So first thing, that it is the equipment with any electric or the mechanical fault, and at this time you cannot use the machine until you get rid of this fault, the electric or the mechanical fault. Okay, and also our machine is not allowed to use uh, under to use under the moist, inflammable, and explosive environment. These are all very dangerous environment, and you need to make sure the environment is safe, so you can continue to use our machine. And okay, and the third one is you need to get the consent of our company uh, to like modify the equipment. So also very important. The fourth one is you may need to perform a regular inspection and to do a maintenance of our machine from time to time. And there is a specific time, like 6 months is recommended to do. Every 6 months is recommended to perform a whole inspection. And the inspection is normally a daily job, and the maintenance is like we recommend it to be a 6 months. Okay, so every 6 months you need to give it a maintenance. So the last one is the operation must comply with this manual. So I will be giving you guys the operation manual of the machine, and all of the operation shall be followed and shall be guided by this manual. And in this manual, we have listed many limitation of our function of the function of our machine, and all of those precautions. Here I just list some of them, and with others precautions, it is in our manual, and you may need to follow that. Okay, and for the X-ray part, and of course we know that the overdose of X-ray may do some hurt to our self safety, and when performing the procedure, of course the doctor may wear the protective clothes and some other gloves during the operation to try hard to release to reduce the dose of the X-ray that they have absorbed. Okay, and okay, during this implementing radiography, and the operator is recommended to use the remote control, and this function is I have mentioned before, we got a remote controller, and that will allows you to do the exposure from a long distance without any limitation of the fixed wild. So you can do that. You can do the remote control, do the exposure to avoid the X-ray. And during normally radiography and the far focus gain distance, that means the SID, and I suppose the more closer the patient to the flat panel detector, the image comes out will be better. And for the last one, and as permitted by radiography, the exposure shall be conducted with a as low dose as possible. So uh, um, if you want to just reduce the dose of uh, of the the X-ray, and also take a think of our image quality, you may need to balance those two characteristics, and to try to get a more clear image under a as low as dose as possible. So that is all for the some of the precautions of our machine. Okay, and you may see the other parts of our precautions in the manual. So I will be giving you guys the manual after this presentation. And I think that is all for my PowerPoint. And here I have give you a email address. So and if you have any questions, you can just send it to this address, and you will get replied. Of course, you can just ask the business manager and uh, to to just ask the questions to our business manager, and they will help you as well. And also after this training, I will be giving you a exam. Of course, you may need to pay attention to this exam, because there will be a test like 80 scores is qualified of 10 of 100 scores. Okay, and okay, thank you. That is all I think for this email. You may need to remember that. Okay, So here I have left it like few minutes. So I would like to sing if you guys have some questions. And so anyone have some questions about today's training? Okay, no one. And I think the training of our machine, like the installation and operation, is very easy. And if you have some questions, and we will provide a like a video of the whole operation and the installation. Of course, you will be provided with a video, and that will explain your question, of course. So since you guys don't have any questions, so I will end this training. And thanks for your guys' attendance and thanks for your time. Oh, can you send the training documentation? Yes, of course. I'll send that to you. On the workstation computer, is it part of the host machine? No, it is not a separate laptop. It is installed inside of the machine. You can just here see the screen just behind the screen. It is inside the machine. It's not. It is not a laptop. For the test, I will send it to you tomorrow, and you will be given like 1 or 2 days, and all of the answers will you can find it in today's PowerPoint. I think if you have uh, installation of collimator. You know what, the installation of the collimator, there is a video of it, I think, and you may see clearly with the video, of course. Yes, this PowerPoint and other the manual or something like that. There is a test, yes, for sure. Soft copy. And for the test part, and our business manager will contact with you guys, and you want, are you going to give us for the certificates? Of course, if you have passed our exam, and we will be giving you guys the certificates, of course. But that takes times, of course. We have some procedures to take. Okay, so again, this email, you may need to remember that all of your questions can get replied from this email. And thanks for you guys. Thanks for your time. And that is all for today's training. Okay, thank you guys. You're welcome. So bye bye, bye bye, bye bye.
Bye, Adam. Bye.